Hello, everyone. My name is Chaim, and today we'll be talking about John D. Rockefeller and how he became the richest man alive. John D. Rockefeller was the wealthiest man alive in his time, and he acquired $900 million. That's what El Centro database says, and which was more than for the federal budget at that time, and more than 2% of the gross national product. Has everyone ever played the game Monopoly before? I think everyone has, right? My thesis statements will be his early years, Standard Oil industry, and how he became one of the wealthiest philanthropists ever. My credibility sources are eLibrary, Britannica Academic, and from Biography Reference Bank. Does anyone know who he is or what he has done? Well, in his early years, or he was John Javison Rockefeller was born on July 8, 1839, in Richford, in New York. He was the eldest son and second of the six children by a doctor and salesman, William Big Bill Avery Rockefeller, and by Eliza, his mom, Eliza Davidson. In his young age, his family moved a lot due to his dad being a physician or a traveling physician. That's why he was moving a lot. But his family settled in 1853 in a town called Strongville, a town near Cleveland, Ohio. And he attended Cleveland High School, which he dropped out of just so he could go to college in Mercantile College, where he took one single business class and he worked there as a bookkeeper. After graduating, or after finishing his class, he became a merchant selling hays, grain, meats, and other goods that town folks needed in their daily lives. With this business of his, he was able to make a profit, and when the oil business came, he was able to make his own oil refinery, and that was during around 1860s, which oil was starting to get big. With this, we'll look at why and how he became the richest man alive, and why a lot of entrepreneurs look up to him. During the late mid 1800s, the oil industry was a booming business. Rockefeller was sensing that he should be with the oil business too, so he created his own oil refinery and stopped merchant selling and focused on that oil alone. After 2 years of hard work and dedication, his oil business was the largest in town, and with this accomplishment, he starts his journey in the oil business and starts to monopolizing every oil business around him. To start his dominance in the oil business, he made friends with some American financiers and one very important financier named Henry M. Flagler, and helped him incorporate a company called Standard Oil Company, which really became one of the biggest oil refineries back in the day. With the company getting bigger, Rockefeller started dominating his competitors by buying each company and transforming it into his own. By and little by little, each oil refineries was his own. And by 1870s, he was able to control 90% of the oil refineries in Cleveland. And by 1880s, he was able to go to international with his business. In doing so, he monopolized almost each business for his gains. This led the U.S. Congress to pass a law called Sherman Antitrust Act, which makes monopoly illegal in any business, meaning you can't really just buy every business for your own. And with this, after his retirement, we'll look at how he became a philanthropist and what he did with all his money. Well, people was criticizing him how he was making people quit business because he was buying their business, so they were losing their job, and he was well hated for that. So what he did was he put his money in good use. Rockefeller was a religious man. With that, he gave some of his money to his Baptist church, and he also gave some money to Spelman College in Georgia to help them educate some African American females. And not only that, but he helped funding the University of Chicago. He gave out about 80 million just to start their foundation and stuff. Retirement was good for him because he spent a good amount of money in the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research, which he was founded in 1801, and was also one of the foundation helped eliminate yellow fever and gave a lot of money to hospitals internationally, and helped provide a relief after the First World War. He gave about $500 million to charity to fund colleges and his foundation to help people all around us. Today, we learn about how Rockefeller lived his life, his early years, his monopolism, and how he became the biggest philanthropist ever.